right, so today we are going to make our own hand sanitizer because if you're like me, I've got a little bit left, but not a whole lot, and it's sold out everywhere. So I have been watching online like crazy to try to figure out how to do this. I've made one batch already. It turned out pretty good. I have a little thing I changed, so I thought I would film it in case other folks want to know how to make it. If you have sensitive skin like I do, I'm hoping this will work, and I think the little change may help. So let's talk about what I have out. So I've got my mixing cup or bowl here, just a larger one, and I have a smaller one too, just so that when I'm pouring, I don't have a funnel to pour into the actual bottle, so I'm going to use it as a way to catch any drippage. And then I have a 1/3 cup mixing measuring spoon or cup here. Clearly I don't cook, I don't know what this is. And then I have a spoon to be able to mix as well. And then I just purchased these 2-ounce bottles off of Amazon. I think I got about 12 of them for like $7 or $8. I wish now I would have got spray bottles given my first mixture, but it's gonna work regardless. I'm gonna make it work. I think the spray bottles would be nice, but the liquid isn't as runny as I thought it might be using the alcohol, so it kind of works out. All right, so of course everything has already been cleaned down with our disinfectant wipes. So I've wiped everything down, my table, my items, everything, just to not contaminate anything. And then what you need. So I've already mentioned you need some type of spray bottle or squeeze bottles for your product to go in. You do need rubbing alcohol. Every video I watched, especially coming from like doctors and folks in that space, said you want your alcohol to be at least 90%. You want it to be in the 90s. I'm at 91, so not the best. Many of them were at 99%, but they said if you're at least in the 90s, you're gonna be doing what you're wanting this hand sanitizer to do, which would be to kind of kill off certain things. So at least 90%. And then I purchased an organic aloe vera gel. I mentioned I have sensitive skin, so I did an organic aloe vera gel, got that off of Amazon as well. It's got some lavender in it, so it works really good. And then the last thing I have is an organic peppermint oil. Many of the videos said to put in some type of essential oil. They said eucalyptus, lavender, and some others. I don't have those, nor do I use them, but I use peppermint every day. This, again, is an organic peppermint oil. I do have sensitive skin, so I'm very particular about what goes on my skin. So we're going to use what we know works. So what it says is we do 2/3 cup of alcohol to 1/3 cup of aloe vera. I have found I do a little bit more aloe vera with that 2/3 cup of alcohol. I feel like it feels better. It's not as alcohol-y smell, but it feels better and doesn't feel instantly drying for me. So let's get started here. We're gonna open up our alcohol. We're gonna do 2/3. So here's 1/3 cup. And then we're doing a second one to make 2/3 cup. Okay, let's put that lid on there. Now we need our aloe vera, and again, the recipe says to do 1/3 cup, so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to add just a little bit more. So there's my 1/3 cup, and I just do about, I don't know, half of that. I don't know what half of 1/3 is, but you guys get my point. That's all I do, but that's kind of me in most things. I probably don't follow directions the way I should, but it worked out. Okay, now all I'm going to do is just give this a little bit of a mix, and then I'm going to drop in about 10 to 15 drops of peppermint oil, or just 20, whatever was in that dropper, but about 10 to 15, and then I'm just going to give it a little mix. What I have found is that this aloe vera gel does not mix with the alcohol at all. So what I've also found is it's helpful to fill the bottles up halfway, because you're going to see that the aloe vera separates, and then you can pour that into each of the bottles once you get towards the bottom. So I'm just going to fill these up halfway without hopefully making too much of a mess. And then we'll get to the aloe vera part, and then we'll put the remaining half will be the aloe vera part of the mixture. I'm doing good. I'm proud of myself here. Okay, I'm getting down to the aloe vera part, so I'm going to let that just go ahead and go in, and then we'll fill up the rest of these and give it a good shake. All right, so at this point, we're going to put this here just so I don't make too much of a mess. All right, so now we're gonna take those bottles and we're just gonna top them all off with the actual part of the aloe vera part that's going in. It does pour in fairly easy. This would be much simpler, obviously, if you had a funnel, but I don't have any available. So we make things work. I think I've got about 5 bottles, maybe 6, that I'm able to make off that one mixture. And I'm just trying to make sure I get enough of the aloe vera in every single one, and then I'll top off some of these because they're not completely full. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, there's that. So now we're just gonna put our lids on because I don't want to contaminate anything or knock everything over, because that's my reality, like that. So let's put these lids on here, and then I just recommend give them a good shake, and then we'll do a quick test to see how this batch feels. Okay, so let's find one. You can kind of see the aloe vera's in there. Just gonna give it a nice little shake, and you start to see it mix up really nicely. So I personally think adding that extra half of the 1/3 cup of aloe vera just really helps. Your preference, but I personally do. I'm gonna just put a little bit on my hand. Oh yeah, and some of it comes right out. Oh yes, yes, yes. That is what I want. I want more of the aloe vera gel. Yes. This feels so good. So I definitely can smell the alcohol. I can smell the peppermint, but I like the consistency with the aloe vera, getting some of that versus a lot of the alcohol. This feels really good on. It does not feel overly greasy or jelly-like, but it's also not drying either. So give it a try, make yours. If you do, tag me, I wanna see. But look at me being all crafty over here. But pandemic times call for desperate measures. So create your hand sanitizer, tag me in your video, let me see it. Take care, you.